Chapter 1. Crimson Silk and Rival Eyes. The loft pulsed with crimson light, a sultry haze that draped the air like a lover's breath. Silk sheets spilled across the floor, their edges curling against the polished concrete, and in the centre, Zephyra Seraphina Locke reclined against a velvet chaise, her ebony skin glistening as if kissed by dusk. The crew buzzed around her, soft clicks of the camera, the hum of a fan stirring the heat, a stylist's murmured adjustments. But she was the axis, the heartbeat. Her crimson lips parted as she arched her back, the silk sliding against her curves with a whisper that drowned the chaos. Each flash ignited her pulse, a rhythm she'd mastered at 28, a throne she'd carved in an industry that devoured its queens.
She tilted her head, almond-shaped eyes, dark chocolate, molten with warmth and mystery, sweeping the room. The coal locket swayed between her breasts, cool against her fevered skin, a silent tether to a past she'd outrun. She adjusted her pose, one leg bending, the silk pooling at her thigh, a deliberate reclaiming of the spotlight. This was her domain, boudoir and erotica, where sensuality was her scepter, her shield. The photographer, a wiry man with a lens for a third eye, barked, "Perfect, Zeph, hold it," and she did, her breath a steady cadence, her power absolute. Until Sasha slinked in. The newcomer moved like a blade through silk, sharp cheekbones slicing the air, a brazen stare glinting under the lights. She wore nothing but a sheer black slip, her frame lithe and untested, and without a word she mirrored Zephyra's pose. Back arched, head tilted, one hand resting on her hip. The crew's murmurs shifted, a tide turning. "Fresh face," a stylist cooed, her voice a needle under Zephyra's skin. "She's got that edge." Sasha's lips curved, a silent taunt, and then she winked, quick, deliberate, a spark tossed into dry grass. Zephyra's crimson lips tightened, her poise a mask over the flicker of doubt that flared in her chest. 28 wasn't old, not by any sane measure, but this world, this glittering, youth-obsessed beast, chewed through its muses with a hunger that left bones behind. She'd seen it, girls who'd shone brighter than the sun, dimmed and discarded before 30. Sasha was 22, maybe 23, all raw ambition and unscarred skin, and now she stood there, stealing Zephyra's light, her signature, her throne. The camera swiveled, the photographer's lens catching Sasha's mimicry, and he grinned. "Love that energy. Give me more." "More?" Zephyra's fingers curled against the velvet, nails digging into the plush. She'd built this, years of defiance, of shedding her Atlanta roots, her mother's hissed warnings. Good girls don't bare themselves, to claim this space. She'd turned her body into art, her sensuality into power, and now this newcomer thought she could waltz in and take it? The coal locket swung heavier, a pendulum ticking between past and present, restraint and rebellion. She exhaled, slow and controlled, her gaze locking on Sasha's. Let her try. Let her think she could outshine the fire Zephyra had stoked from ashes. "Zeph," the photographer called, pulling her back. "Tilt your chin. Give me that mystery." She complied, her eyes smouldering, the warmth in them hardening to a challenge. The shutter snapped, a heartbeat in the hush, and she let her lips curve, just enough to reclaim the room, to remind them who ruled here. Sasha might mimic her pose, but she couldn't mirror her soul, the depth carved by years of battles won. The crew's whispers faded, their focus hers again, and she stretched, the silk clinging to her curves like a second skin, a deliberate flex of her reign. But as the lights flared, Sasha's wink lingered in her mind, a taunt, a mirror, a crack in her armor. The stylist's words echoed, "She's the next big thing," and Zephyra's pulse quickened, not with fear, but with something sharper, something that tasted like fight. She rose from the chaise, silk trailing behind her, the coal locket glinting under the crimson glow. This wasn't over. Not yet.